sage advice here for Vietnam, but who am I to say? I'm just a dude in a room about 1,000 miles away just shouting at him.
Yeah.
Shouting at young women playing on their phones. That's the truth of the matter.
Wow.
Here we go. Let's get into the draft. Still no Akai out here. Might be saving it for that last spot as Laos takes out the Joy and the Valentina, while Vietnam takes out the Arlet.
Oh, okay. So this probably is one of the. Yeah, this was common, at least when it comes to the Joy as well as the Valentina ban from the previous game that we saw from the previous best of one. Arlet, of course, when you ban out the Joy from the blue side, you might as well ban out the Arlet from the opposing end because you don't want to have that. You don't want your Joy or at least your Arlet to have a free reign in the XP lane. That's why you always ban out one or the other. Interestingly, the Faramis was actually ignored in the previous game.
Yeah.
Right? So, might be a glue priority from any of these teams.
Yeah, possibly for Vietnam, since you've mentioned glue, it is a nice ban for the team. But for what I really want to say for the pickings and bannings for our women's teams is that they really ban out Valentina. It's not the usual banning that we see from the other tournaments, probably because there is a lot of option on using the IMU in terms of the hero picks, possibly for our players. And I really like that Team Laos is banning out Martis. Again, with the Martis, with the Mortal Coil, it's as if you're telling the other team that, okay, cancel my skill, just use the Mortal Coil as any time you want. So for this time, for Vietnam, it could be 1-1 as their ban. No, 1-1 is open actually.
Yep,
First
they
time.
cover it up. Yes! Will Laos bite the bullet? Are they going to pick it up? Gonna give it to Plateau?
Don't be shy.
Oh,
Okay. Maybe.
Plateau saying 1-1.
Don't be shy.
Coach, give me the 1-1.
Yeah. There's really, like, what will be the reason for you not to pick it up? Maybe mastery is number one. Like, if you
Possibly.
don't, if you're not that confident about it. At the same time, though, it's 1-1. I think that it's almost automatic. But Nu is gonna get her comfort pick.
No!
So,
Nu!
I mean, it's a big no actually, personally, because
I agree.
with the Eve pick of Team Laos, you're opening up 1-1 and Kaja
That's
for
right.
That's right.
Vietnam.
But instead, it's Melissa.
They both don't care.
Okay, we don't care about 1-1. It is a best of one.
Yeah.
So there's no option for you to have 1-1, you know?
You're right.
It is a best of one. No 1-1.
You're absolutely
No
right there,
1-1.
Shandel.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But then again, who
God.
are we? Who are we? Non-Mekong residents.
Exactly.
So, again, they might be playing on a different different axis here. Let's see.
It's all about the comfort
Hey,
picks
Kaja's
when it
still
comes to
open.
best of one, and it's Nu picking up the Eve. I just want to say that if they want to win this, they should be itemizing more properly.
Yes.
I'd say
Yes.
expect the brute force breastplate this time. 1-1 is still open, and then maybe you get something like an early Gronk
At this
there now.
point,
But I
something
think it's
tells
a
me
Kai.
you should
Oh,
even
left.
consider picking up the carry because there's a Fredrin.
Oh, yeah. If you really want to
Yeah.
go for the late game, you
Or
know,
just win with a 1-1. I don't know.
I mean, let's go back to the 1-1. I mean, carry's an option, but it's 1-1, right?
No, it's
No,
not.
it's not yet 1. Okay, so let's scrap the idea
No
of the
more.
1-1. Let's imagine it as if 1-1's not really part of the hero pool.
She's hanging out with Diggy.
Yeah,
Hey,
she's
but
hanging out.
hey, we are in for a treat, right? Good pick up with the Farsa, but what I'm trying to say here is that the Trap Queen is now playing a different hero.
Oh, you're
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
So we might be overly impressed by that Akai. What can we say about Alanso? Maybe maybe she can bring something else to the table.
It's not impossible that her Lancelot might just be maybe even more impressive than
Exactly,
her Because again,
exactly.
it was open and they said no.
No, I like it.
But just the same.
Just to say.
They may have been once been twice shy because remember Wolf when they were using the heavy spin and then they spin them out of the real world manipulation.
Yeah.
So that could be it. That's
could
a
be.
possible
Yeah.
side effect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true for Team
Well,
Laos.
she trapped the members anyways, but it's outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
She the Trap King for
for a reason.
Yeah.
But sometimes it could be a disadvantage for them. So
Unfortunately.
we will see right now for Team Vietnam. It's gonna be a Moskov ban here. We saw them, Team Laos,
Yeah.
pick Moscow earlier for their game against Malaysia, which is a nice ban actually for Team Vietnam. But Leo mentioned about Carry earlier, and with this hero, or with this hero composition rather for Team Laos, it is a good option for them with
Yeah.
Carry, since they also have the Eve.
Yeah.
Although Team Vietnam has the Farsa, it's a bit difficult to like really expose yourself.
Yeah.
If Farsa hasn't used the Feather Airstrike
Yeah.
as early as possible.
Man, I could swear
Bind.
right now that the 1-1 might even be like totally
last.
ignored. Look at this.
Or
Instead of banning out the 1-1, they
the carry.
ban out the carry and the Moskov. Two heroes which will be perfect against their compositions anyways, so you'll understand why. But with all of the openness that you give to the 1-1, it kind of feels like it's a trap. So there's the Terizla. 1-1 is open, but maybe you could think somewhere along the lines of a Beatrix instead, so that you'll have better range, right?
yes, actually with the Terisla being picked here by Vietnam.
Oh, so it's a
Ba-
Claude.
Oh, it's
No
gonna be a
1-1.
Claude.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
This is uncanny. I didn't expect to
Oh!
get this
Oh!
far.
Oh!
Talk about uncanny.
The Vietnamese Minotaur.
All right.
Okay.
And
We're
they're
in for
happy.
show.
And they're happy. Look at them. Look at them go. They're so happy and excited
Yeah.
about this.
I'm happy.
Yep.
It's as
I
if
miss Minotaur.
Yeah, it's as if their morale has been really boosted 100%
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the Minotaur pick. It is an unorthodox pick for Team Vietnam, but why not? Like, we've mentioned that you bring in chaos and chaos, and you are really one chaotic team.
When was the last time we saw a Minotaur on an international stage?
I can't remember.
I can't even remember anymore.
I remember Malaysia in what last year. It took us last year. Oh hey, what's up? All right, so we're for Team Laos, but I don't know, man.
With the
That
Minotaur?
Minotaur?
Can we still change it?
Yeah, can I?
We love different types of heroes.
I like spicy,
surprising
man. I like
heroes.
spicy.
Yeah.
Oh man, in before somebody from the crowd, from the comment section, will bring up the fact that whoever that commenter will be already brought up the fact that Minotaur and Atlas should be top priority because of the lack of Diggy that's available, right? So we'll see. Rome Minotaur, however, a thing of the past, I would say.
Yep, and when we say Minotaur, I think the last time we saw them locally, it was for Onyx Philippines. As
All right, here we go. It's a huge 4-woman rotation. This is leashing on a whole nother level. Oh no, never mind. I thought they were gonna.
No, it is. Look at that. Three
Ooh.
woman leash. Yeah.
Oh, so this is a different rotation for Team Laos as compared to the first series or
Yeah.
the previous series here for this team. Now for Team Vietnam, I really like the majority of them is on flickers. I mean, I'm not really a fan of Purify, but why not? But
Yeah.
for Team Laos, I think that they are really at a disadvantage because even after the Minoan's Fury, there's also the penalty zone.
Yeah.
So the layering of skills is a crucial thing here for Team Vietnam.
Oh, interesting that we did say that Purify is gonna be good, but this is even the Eve does have a CC immunity with the ultimate to be even forced to use her own Purify, which is they will just doubling down. Now they know that there should be priority on their Eve because apart from the Eve, there's not really much damage that can come from their heroes in the early stages. So New will actually have even more of an important role compared to the previous game that they have just because of the nature of their draft.
Uh-oh.
Oops. Karawap is in a danger zone as Vietnam will secure that first blood. Talk about crowd control and pokes.
The Trap King got trapped.
Yeah.
That's tough. I wonder what she was thinking there, because again, there's only so much room
Yeah.
for you to puncture out of a 3-woman gank this early
Yeah.
on. Good news is she will be back though. She'll be at the turtle pit in 10 seconds, so just in time for it to spawn. But a death is a death.
Yeah, and I believe, for me, she's already at level 4, so even the damage of the retribution is really high as compared to the junglers for both of our players.
And you typically don't be a super duper aggressive when you're playing the Lancelot up until level 4 where you have the Phantom Execution to get out. Nice poke from Tuma.
And retribution, or
Oh!
rather we go to
at
Vietnam.
that.
Here comes the penalty zone plus Another set of play from Team Vietnam. 2 players down. For Team Laos, here comes Nu with the reward manipulation, although not enough damage here for Team Laos.
Oh, this is what was theorized on how you want to play the Minotaur. You want to take it because when after the changes, you have access to your knockup much easier than before, but your Minoan Sphere is kind of nerfed. Now, you can see that the jumps coming from Tuma actually connected into 2 successive knockups that didn't need the usage of the Minoan's Fury, which actually allowed them to get more kills and the pokes on to the Lancelot. So, Tuma, I mean, we were talking about how we wanted to be successful. So far, she's been delivering.
Yep, and that's on the offensive side, right? That's talking about what Vietnam can output. Something else that's a concept that might be new to some people, because again, we really don't see Minotaur as much, is the Vietnamese ube. This early on, the healing properties of the Minotaur's kit actually helps them take fights.
Yeah, we were all focused on the Minoan series. We all forgot that with the hills or the sustain here of Team Vietnam. And at the same time, even for Mia, the jungler of Team Vietnam, has her own shields, right? With the kit of in terms of sustaining. So Team Vietnam right now is on the lead, 1.7k. They just have to continue what they're doing in terms of rotation. But Team Laos, they really have to make this squad. So we could see right now the turtle objective, Bumblebee, has been cancelled on the Terminal Blast. And we will secure that turtle objective as the players of Vietnam, and Laos is in for the treat. Another kill for Team Vietnam. Here comes Flatter on the sides, but Cookies is forced to run away. Nu and even Karawap as well, and Cookies is down on the middle lane. Platoon not enough damage on the Blazing Do It, being forced to back away. But 4 players of Vietnam with the flicker in, but they may out for Platoon.
Okay, it will be a massive team fight for Vietnam as, again, Tuma with the usage of the Despair Stomp to cancel out the Numinal Blast as the Flicker was already being set in. It could have been very deadly for Vietnam to receive that Numinal Blast hitting onto multiple people, but Tuma saving the day once again. You can see it through the replay now. A team fight onto the Lord, secured by me. And then you can see the penalty zone, which was also greatly targeted, and the Fraser's Wrath from the jungler of the side of Vietnam, giving so much to their team. Look at that! Look at the connection of Tuma and the Fredrin. Just all of the knockups that they have. Gonna be a problem.
That's difficult, man. Between the MF and the DS, there's so much that Laos has to think about. And yeah, at some point I'm confused. Like, what was that? Was it the knockup from the Fredrin? Was it the knockup from the Minotaur? That's us watching. What more the players from Laos? They're thinking, oh no, what do I use my Purify for? How do I even engage?
When is going to be the perfect timing for me to use the skill as well? I mean, you really have to consider everything. If you're Laos, for a Bumblebee, it might be a factor. For her to really know, again, the perfect timing in terms of the Numinal Blast. By the way, again, we really have to commend the performance of Mlbb on that zoning out the 2 players of Laos earlier on that turtle team fight.
That's 4 ways to cancel the Numinal Blast.
That's a lot.
Oh no!
Again, here comes Human. The rest of the players as Nu is going to be down. Cookies is here, but is the sustain enough? Nope. Karawap, the Trap Queen, is going to be the target. Forces to dash away. Numinal Blast for Bumblebee comes in the Flicker. Blazing Do It for the rest of the players. Another penalty zone, but Feathered Airstrike is there for Team Vietnam. Mlbb is forced to back away, but the sustain of Vietnam, again, is just right there.
Vietnamese Uber.
Oh my god. You can see already Tuma connecting with 2 massive knockups, and then it was followed up by the Turtles, the ultimate. Although they were only able to get 2 kills, the fact that they fended off the attack from Laos and they got 2 kills, then got the Turtle. Now they are at 5.1k gold lead. Vietnam is really riding on this train that Tuma is leading. And we were talking about how we wanted the Minotaur to be successful, and I think that we are given much more than we expected already.
Yeah, this Minotaur play is really efficient for Vietnam with the play style that they have. I mean, we talked about aggression for Team Vietnam, and Leo mentioned earlier the system here for me and even Tuma. It's as if they are a couple here that are really together. The body system here, rather, for Team Vietnam with those plays.
Dual goals.
Yep. At worst, you don't get the kill, but you survive because you're two chunky boys or
Yeah.
girls. At best, you can kill. There's a
Yeah.
lot of damage on a Fredrin.
Exactly. And this is also a Minotaur that was buffed when it comes to the damage output.
Whoa.
Oh, look at that. Again, here comes a better airstrike. Plus those dashes from that Melissa. And the middle lane is going to be the target here for Team Vietnam. Laos is there to defend their turrets, but Mlbb uses the penalty zone on the middle lane. Latu almost down, but Cookies is zoning out the player. It's going to be a mega kill here for the Fredrin, the jungler of Vietnam.
Sustain the Vietnamese Mlbb that we are talking about. Tuma on the front lines once again, but it was me, or MIE,
Not you.
the player, not me, not
Not me.
literally Wolf, but the player from Vietnam.
She's amazing.
Yeah,
She
definitely.
She is landing the kill even before the Appraiser's Wrath happened, and the fact that she also sustained herself, not overextending, but calculating what she can sustain, and then eventually took out the member of Laos. Fortunately for Laos, however, they will be able to defend their mid lane unless there's somebody who will be pushing that. But
Yeah.
there should be someone to defend that too.
Yeah, that's what's both terrifying and terrific about Vietnam is they're able to play this way with a lineup like this.
Exactly.
Yeah. And at the same time, with this type of lineup, it's as if individually they could actually have their own type
Yep.
of sustain, right? With the Terizla, even the heal of Tuma, even the itemization later on for Miko. So for
That's right.
Team Laos, again, it's all about the trades here as much as possible to really par in terms
Yeah.
of the gold lead here against Team Vietnam. But man, it is 8-0 for
Nothing.
this 9-minute game time.
Yep, all Vietnam gave Laos is one turret up top. That's it.
Yep. That means that Laos has to be crafty with this one. We're pretty sure that if it's in a full engage, if it's a head-on collision, Laos will not have the team fighting tool to really destroy Vietnam because there's already sustainers, a lot of knockups, a lot of CC, and a lot of damage all together. Laos has to be crafty. I think
Yeah.
that it is not advisable for them to fight head-on. They have to split the map, get pickups, or maybe just win the macro battle. Because if it is gonna be a full man engage, Vietnam will just easily get the win.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for the lineup of Team Laos,
Look at that.
oh, Flicker has been used, by the way.
Yep.
But for Vietnam, it's just the pokes. They want to go in for the zone in terms of this Lord. And going back to the lineup of Team Laos, one distinguished factor here is that for the Claude with the oh, wait. Karawap, nope. Denied by a Team Vietnam. Marksman heroes, by the way, for Laos and Vietnam. Skill dependent is the Claude. As per the Melissa, as much as possible, when you place cuddles or even models, it's really more on the damage per second. So Team Vietnam right now is at 8k gold lead. Wow.
Oh.
That's amazing. That's huge.
Again, Bumblebee is gonna be the target here, and says Vietnam.
Whoa.
Oh, no, Bumblebee is still alive, but again, another zoning out here for Team Vietnam. Nu is forced to back away. There is the damage, yes, but for Team Vietnam, they want to take this turret on the middle lane.
Dear God. Tuma is a force of nature. If she
Yeah.
has the minnow and
She
fury,
is.
she will force the issue.
Yeah.
If she doesn't, she will stick to her teammates until she does.
And we were talking about the fact that Laos should be the one who tries to outplay the timings from the Mino and Fury, as well as the rage is coming out from Tuma. But Tuma is unrelentless. Even without the rage, she's fighting.
Speaking of relentless, even Mlbb on the top lane is relentless.
Yeah.
Zoning out two players. By the way, Cookies is down by the hands of our Vietnamese team, and the
Oh.
bottom lane is going to be the target here for Team Vietnam. So Team Laos is struggling a bit.
Oh, too early.
Too early, yes, for that Numen Blast, but they want to, as much as possible, kill that minion as
Yeah,
fast
I
as
guess.
possible on that moment.
That is very true. At this point, survival is top priority for Laos. They are trailing behind by 10k. They cannot engage, no matter what happens. It was understood that during the first Lord fight, there could be no way for Laos to team fight against Vietnam, and Karawap just tried to go for the steal. Maybe in the next Lord, if she manages to get into level 15, maybe she has a fighting chance for another retreat battle. But all in all, Vietnam will have an easier time with these team fights. Pickoffs is what Laos can only have right
Oh,
now.
no.
This is going to be the saving grace for Team Laos as
Oh my
Mlbb
goodness.
is down. Although that was 4 players.
4 ultimates.
Yeah, 4 ultimates as well.
Yep, and they're going to pay the price of a... No! it looks like Team Vietnam did not synchronize that trade very well.
And
Yeah,
that
that
will
was
be-
close in the middle lane.
Yep, that will be to the benefit of Laos for sure, but they need more of that. Look at this. They did not clear out the whole purple
Oh,
buff.
that's
just
mean.
it's a very mean. Yeah,
That's mean.
it's actually very mean. But yeah, Vietnam just making sure that they will not have anything for Laos to take for free. And this means that in the upcoming Lord fight, the Charizard will be available anyways. All they have to do now is to position themselves in a way that they will invite Laos to actually team fight. And for Laos, you have to dodge that fight for sure.
Yeah, speaking of dodge, by the way, I mean we've been seeing a lot of Lord Steals. That could be the possible option for Team Laos to, as much
Yeah.
as possible, be close to the lead that Vietnam has. But with the position of Vietnam, it's a lot difficult with
Nope.
the Minotaur. I mean, when you see a Minotaur,
That's
there's an
right.
effect that it is a big hero.
Yep, Tiuma at this point in game, she is literally a 250-pound, 6'6" beast.
Yeah.
Nothing is going through her.
That's right.
And just truth be told, right? The way Karawap is trying to, at least the first time she tried to steal that Lord,
Ooh.
it just wasn't gonna happen because Vietnam plays so tight.
Laos tried to go for the concealed play, but they did not catch anyone. It was far too soon, and
Oh.
this means that they will not have that tool. Conceal at this point in the game, that is so important.
Yeah, and for this Lord of Team Vietnam, again, they have the 10K goal lead. It is a big opportunity for them to like really seal or destroy those turrets on the middle lane and even the bottom lane, or might be the last team fight that they need to secure this win against Team Laos.
Oh, here we go. Lord's gonna crash in. There's the penetration. Up top's gonna fall too.
Another
Tuma.
turret destroyed. Here
Tuma.
comes the penalty zone of the feathered airstrike for the side of Team Vietnam. But the damage is already there for Plateau.
Oh.
Mika says, I am here. The damage is here. Bumblebee lost that immortality. And they say we'll secure the kill against him. 2 players down for Team Laos as the Lord is here on the middle lane. Tower lock, and Team Vietnam will secure their win.
And with that, Vietnam not only got a win for themselves, securing their semifinals berth, but as well, this effectively eliminates Laos from the 32nd SEA Games from Mlbb Women's.
That is true. They will have a date against Team Malaysia to define who will be the one to face Philippines or Indonesia. Winner plays Philippines, loser plays Indonesia in the next round. But my oh my, all of the five.
I tried.